Hello everybody, welcome to this edition of Friday Night Silliness. Today we are playing Project Gotham 4. And I've wanted to cover this game for a while now. And I've played all the Project Gothams, and this is the latest and probably my most favorite of all the Project Gothams. So we're going to go ahead and just start all over. I'm going to select my character, nationality, and I'm going to go under single player and then career mode, and then we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Ford Cosworth, and I believe this first race is a checkpoint, so I gotta beat all the checkpoints within a certain time, and it gives you a rolling start for me. And this is just one of the races, the types of races that you do in the career mode and stuff. So anyway, for those of you that don't know, I had never had my own Xbox growing up. I don't think I got my own kind of game console until about my mid to later high school years, and even then I was only allowed to play sports or racing, and I definitely chose racing. I played racing so much that I actually got really good at it, and Project Gotham was the main racing game that I played, and I played other ones too, like Need for Speed and Forza and a few others, but Project Gotham was definitely my number one favorite. And so right now I'm just still going through here and beating all the checkpoints, and this is just a type of race that you do. And the cool thing is about this particular game is I really like the different maps, especially all the countries that you go to and cities. There's a few of the cities that are the same, like New York and London, but you'll have to play the game if you want to, find out what some of those other places are. But so anyway, that was our first race, and we played as the Ford Cosworth, and now we're going to go ahead and switch cars a little bit. And this next type of car is the Jaguar, and the point of this race right here is to knock down all the cones. Which is a little funny, because you would think that when you knock over cones and stuff that they would get stuck, under the car, inside the wheels. It's like, if I knock over cones, I don't just want to knock them over. I want to see them get stuck in the tailpipe, in the steering wheel. I want to see them like get stuck inside the driver's helmet, So this is cool, I guess. And my driving skills for this particular challenge aren't as good, because I'm used to going through a track and trying to beat it as fast as I can. But this particular challenge is a little unique, because all you literally do is just knock over cones. And I don't know why that's funny to me, but I think it was Project Gotham 1, you knock over cones, but usually they're all in a row. They're not just all bunched up together. I remember this one particular challenge where I played in San Francisco, and you knock over the cones as you're like going down cliffs and going up hills and stuff. And that was fun. So we're going to play as our next car here. And I believe this one is a overtake challenge. And so what we're doing here is the whole point. It's not a street race per se, but you just go through here and you try to see how many cars you can pass. And originally, in the overtake challenge on Project Gotham 1, the cars would go pretty slow. They wouldn't really... it wasn't really that hard, per se. But in here, in Project Gotham 4, the cars actually do go at a pretty considerable speed. Now, in this particular difficulty level, I have it just set to default under normal. But under some of the harder difficulties, this would actually be pretty challenging. Because the cars go full speed and you still gotta try to overtake them. So this isn't really that hard in terms of like my skill level, so normally I would be playing a little bit harder. But this is also another one of my favorite challenges too. And then in this next challenge that's coming up, we are going to go under arcade mode, and this time we're playing as the Camaro Z28. And I think my favorite color is yellow, just because that's what I like on my cars, if it's available. And so for this first challenge, this is just your typical run-of-the-mill, old-fashioned race. And I'm not quite sure what class this particular car is. But this is just your, just your good old-fashioned car race. And I believe the skill set to normal on this one, but normally I would be playing under professional or I think the hardest one is called hardcore, which is what I would normally play under, but for the sake of this recording I'm just going to go and play under default. And oh, another thing I forgot to mention is that in Project Gotham 4 you can race motorcycles. You used to not be able to do that before, but now you can. And if this was a race in real life, I would not want to race a motorcycle. Especially when you got other cars around, and when you get hit by other cars, you're definitely going down. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, you're going down. And as you saw before, that I almost knocked down that one guy. I think in a real race he would have gone down for sure. So anyway, we're on the next race, and I believe on this one, this is the elimination challenge. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just show you the entire race here, just because it's not that long. And I believe I got first place in this one. And it's pretty easy. I like how you get to like hit some of the other cars and like they don't do anything. They don't hit you back, right? So, yep, that completes that one. So, anyway, this is one of my favorite maps. I believe this is Quebec. That's coming up next. And this one has lots of twists and turns, and the cool thing I like about this Camaro is that it's really good at gripping the road, because the way I like to play is when I get around the turn, I really like to hit the gas hard, and with the Camaro it doesn't slide or skid out of control while coming out of a turn. Like, I can really hit the gas and just go. So like, so like on that turn right there, on any other car, or type of car rather, I would have spun out of control right there, but in this case I didn't. And it's also a cool car for when I want to drift, It's a pretty good drifting car for its type, but for the sake of this race, I didn't do any drifting, or rather, I didn't do much drifting. The other thing I was going to mention about Project Gotham is I really like how all the races are technical tracks, which is usually what I'm best at. Some of the other games like Need for Speed, where you race on actual streets and it's kind of more free roam in terms of where you go and stuff. This one, I like how you can see the actual city, what it looks like, and the streets are laid out like a technical track, and they have all the red and white lines and stuff and all that kind of stuff. And of course I got the achievement, which is cool. So anyway, that's our video for today. Click like and share, subscribe if you're new, and we hope to see you next week.